represent Royal Academy of Languages. Royal Academy of Languages is Macmillan Golden partner. We've been working with Gateway books for a long time, and our teachers, our parents, they appreciate the results of our students, and I'm really happy to introduce Dave. Dave is the author of this book of Gateway, and as a Royal Academy of Languages is a member of CELTA, Saratov English Language Teachers Association. We have a few questions from our teachers. So the first question, Dave, is could you tell us, could you describe a good language learner and a bad language learner? What is the difference between them?
Yeah, well, good language learners, I think the important thing with a good language learner is that they are, first of all, ready to learn. I think sometimes even somebody who has a good level isn't prepared to work, and I think to learn any language you have to work hard. So the important thing is that a student is ready to work hard and to be ready to accept things that are new and different. I think some even low-level students find it very difficult. The fact that something is different in English and their own language, they find it difficult to accept the differences. So I suppose a good language learner is somebody who is ready to accept that English and Russian or English and Spanish will not be the same, and that they're ready to sort of accept the different ways of thinking or of making the structures of English.
Okay, thank you. I've started studying Chinese, and I can say that I'm a good language learner.
Right, that's good.
Because I work rather hard on it.
Right, yes.
Okay, and the next question from CELTA is what can you recommend to the parents? What should they do and what shouldn't they do helping their children to study English with their home exercises?
Yeah, I think it maybe depends very much on the age, the difference between primary and secondary. And obviously it depends on how much the parent knows of English. I think one thing that actually we were discussing yesterday is the idea of forcing students to speak English in public, to show that they know English, because I think that usually that makes students very embarrassed, as though they won't speak because they're being forced to speak for no good reason. I think parents, if they do know English, then obviously they can help by making it fun and interesting and playing games, but rather than sort of forcing the student to study. And really just sort of being patient as well. I think, as we said with good students, the problem with learning a language is it's a slow process. And if we get very worried because we think that progress is slow, I think we can actually make it problematic for students. Students need to be a little bit relaxed, not sort of worrying if they're producing things straight away. Very much also helping with listening, making sure that their child can actually listen to English, maybe watching videos in English, playing games in English, but making sure that it's not sort of maybe making it feel like even more homework, even more studying, and having a positive attitude to the language. I think at secondary level it's a little bit different because often the students know more than their parents. So again, just encouraging them to continue with their studies. And as the talk today is about, English will be useful not just for school but for life after school.
Okay, being patient I think is a really important recommendation to me, because every time when I help my child with home exercise, being patient is just the main point.
Yeah, and remembering that mistakes are normal.
Yeah.
You know, that mistakes are a normal part of learning a language. We shouldn't get worried. In fact, the most important thing, if we're talking about speaking, as long as the student is having a go, it's much more important than correcting small mistakes. The small mistakes will be solved later, but just encourage the student to speak.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much for your
pleasure.
answers.
Thank you very much.
Hello from you too, from CELTA, from the teachers of Saratov.
Thank you. Well, hello. Goodbye.
Yeah.